Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the House of League. We are here with our second show of the week. It's predictions time. Super League's back. So are we with our usual predictions nonsense. It's myself, James Smells, Matt Shaw, and Josh McAllister. Super League's back. I mean, Challenge Cup final was brilliant, but it's nice to have 6 games to look forward to. We all need to seem to switch mindset back to league matters.
I've got to admit, here, as we sit here on Monday afternoon, I said this to Josh earlier, I just need to write about something else other than the Challenge Cup. Like, I'm really fed up with it now.
Right, we start round 14.
I'm just laughing because I had a conversation with someone last night. I don't even know what the first game is. He's like, I know you're going to tip Catalans this week. And I'm just laughing at, sorry.
The first game is Hull KR against Catalan because there's no Thursday night rugby this week.
No, there's not.
And I don't understand why.
They always do it after Challenge Cup.
Scheduling, is it?
It's because they don't think it's fair to put make a Challenge Cup finalist play on a Thursday, and obviously when they do the fixtures, they don't know
who's going to be in.
Who's going to be in.
I know, I get that. I'd just like to point out that in recent weeks they've moved games within a month. We knew a month ago who the cup finalists were. Could we not have moved Huddersfield against Wigan, or FC against Castleford, or Wake against Leigh, or Salford against Saints?
That's just because you want to watch some Rugby League on Thursday night.
I just think it's a missed opportunity. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Catalan go to Hull Kingston Rovers. Now, we know for a fact that they had a few beers on Saturday night, Hull Kingston Rovers. They may have had a few more on Sunday. And as we're recording this, they may actually be having a few more today as well. And then I think they're back training later on in the week. Listen, they're going to go out and celebrate this. Got no problem with that whatsoever. They've waited long enough to get their hands on the trophy as a club, and the players deserve a chance to celebrate. It is going to impact on them. It takes a while to get all that out of your system. Then there's the emotional side of it. However, they're playing a Catalan side that have got enough issues going on themselves. If this isn't straight cut and shut, Catalan are going to win this because Rovers are still on the beer, because they're not going to be. They're going to be taking this game seriously. They're going to want to keep that first place in the league. That's a long preamble. Give me your predictions.
Catalans will win. Look, Hull KR are going to enjoy themselves. They go back training on Wednesday, so they've got a few days to get themselves round. But, there'll be a few. I saw a few people hobbling around. Suasu is probably going to be banned. I think there'll be quite a few. There were quite a few who, let's say this, would be quite happy if they weren't playing on Friday. Well, maybe as the week goes on, the attitude changes a little bit. But I just can't. Hull KR are so intense and so professional in everything they do, and I think that's the foundation of success. I don't think this week's going to quite look the same for them. So I think it'll be an off-colour performance. The only thing is, I think, let's be right, Catalans have genuinely been dreadful.
Very poor.
Like,
and I was there, as we all know, as we say every week, one of their biggest supporters at the start of the season.
Shocking. So that's the only thing you kind of go, can KR play in second gear, dare I say, with a 3-day hangover, still beat them? Are you surely not?
The only thing is,
I'll go Catalan.
The talk of the treble and with Wigan so far behind, at the end of the season, hindsight and all that, it could be a vital 2 points. It could be a big difference. I remember Wigan last year travelled to Castleford, which is no easy place to go to anyway, the week after they won at Wembley, and they picked up a win. I just think with the supporters, they'll probably sell out. The supporters want to celebrate. There'll be a couple of youngsters. I think Ribadoro said that he's playing. I think Hull KR will still have enough because Catalans are just looking that poor. They just don't look like a team that's playing together at the minute.
I like the cut of your jib, Joshua, and I'm going to agree with you. I think there's going to be a real party atmosphere at Craven Park. I think the players are going to be so tired mentally and physically and emotionally and every other way that you can be tired. pretty much on me and Matt Field at the minute recording this, and we haven't won the cup. So I just think that the feed off that, I think that just gives them an extra lift, and the fact you combine that with Catalan being poor, and I think Rovers win. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be a great game, but I think they're going to win, and that's great for them in terms of, winning the treble, and for those that have backed them to do so.
Yeah, some people that have been making big claims.
Making big claims. Leads me into the next game, Friday night. Hull FC are playing at home against Castleford Tigers on the same night that Hull KR are playing at home. Because why wouldn't you have both sides
What
playing
is
at
that
home
all about?
on the same night? I don't know.
I mean, you know that city better than I do. Is that not just a traffic nightmare?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? It's a shame is there is some, I'm not saying there's a lot, but there is some people that would go to both. Not massive Hull FC and massive Hull KR fans, but just general people that would go to both. I know some people that go to both. It's just a shame that you have them both on at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the road to
you've got
away, so I'm looking forward to that traffic.
You've got Catalan playing, so not bringing any fans. So it helps with the traffic on the M62 and getting in and out of Hull, which on a Friday night is not usually the best, as you've found yourself, Matthew, taking about 3 hours to get from Hull to your house.
It's a shambles of a trip.
Right. So obviously they both had a week off.
Yep.
Chance to rest up. Hull FC got a couple of issues at the minute with some injuries. Look like when they're on it, they look a really good side. Not clicked at home for them yet. Few issues there. Castleford, you think they're making progress, then maybe there's a little step back. Then you see some more positive signs. Club certainly looks in a lot better position than it was, a month ago, and miles more better than they were 3-4 months ago. How do you see this one? FC got too much for them?
I don't know if Castleford have been that much better. They've had a few decent performances.
They've shown signs of getting better.
Like they beat Salford.
The last game they played was Warrington before the Challenge Cup final, and I don't know how I would take from that, because Danny Maguire was quite positive after it, but they turned up. They didn't turn up straight away. They looked off. I think even after they warmed up, I thought they didn't look right. And then Warrington, they only scored a few, maybe because it was in the second half, or they scored one, I think, in the first half. And then the second half, you're probably thinking Challenge Cup, and they were at the best. Castleford just didn't look at their aces, so I still think they've got quite a few issues there.
Yeah, they were poor at Magic.
Yeah, they're a forward or two short, which we've talked about, but Danny Maguire has said that he's looking he wants a back rower, which is Chris Chester's first job with his recruitment. I think the Black and Whites will do this one.
Yeah, I do. I think Hull FC have proven that they've shown that they're capable of losing to the bottom three sides, because they lost to Huddersfield, obviously, but I think they've also moved past that now, haven't they? They've looked good since that, and since having a week off. They've had another week off now.
Yes.
So, I'll be going Hull FC.
I agree. You mentioned Huddersfield, brings me to the next game, taking on Wigan in Dewsbury.
Yeah.
It's a tough night for Huddersfield in Dewsbury, and you can't see anything other than a Wigan win here.
Absolutely.
The Grand Slam champions at Dewsbury. I wish I did my research before, but did it recently change to the Flair Stadium?
The Flair.
So yeah, Grand Slam champions in Dewsbury.
By the way, wasn't it great? I still think of Stephen Downs. Hello and welcome to the Tetley Stadium, the home of the Dewsbury Rams.
Icon of Dewsbury Rams.
We can't do that anymore.
An icon. Grand Slam champions in Dewsbury. That's a strange one, isn't it? You think Wigan are definitely going to have too much for Luke Robertson's Huddersfield on that day, Saturday, isn't it?
Wigan that's rested. They won't be happy that they've had a week off, because it means they're not competing for a trophy. They'll be ready to come out and rip in.
Everything seems like a blur now. But who did Huddersfield play last time out?
Leigh.
It's like life before the Challenge
Leigh.
Cup.
Oh, you know what? Right, okay. They did actually play. They played all right.
They threatened the comeback, didn't they?
They looked better with Lola here in the halves, but they're playing Wigan.
After we made that trip from the motorway as well, obviously we didn't have enough time in the podcast. I don't think we've discussed that since the two of you had to get almost picked up from standstill on the motorway to play.
Yes. But it'll be Wigan. Wigan will win.
the beaten Challenge Cup finalists go to Leeds Rhinos. This is a tough one for Warrington. Deflated on the back of that late loss, losing Matt Duffy to. We'll have to see how long that's going to be, but that doesn't look like a good injury. They were already beaten up a little bit. Some of the players were probably playing that if it was a regular game, maybe one or two of them.
I'd be surprised if George Williams.
Yeah,
he didn't look fit.
He didn't look fit. He didn't. This is a tough one. Leeds look good at home. Leeds look like they're getting that kind of ruthless winning machine, especially at Headingley. I don't see anything other than a Leeds Rhinos victory. I'd be shocked if I saw Warrington going and getting 2 points there.
I don't think it is a tough one because I think all roads lead to Leeds just after what it takes out of you, the Challenge Cup final, losing the mental side of that, the physical side of that. Duffy, who's one of their two biggest threats alongside George Williams being out. Then you've got to think who plays at full-back. I think Stefan Ratchford might be an option there, or Thulis might be an option there. Yeah, I think it's a Leeds Rhinos win.
You know what? I was kind of frustrated watching Warrington at Wembley because at times I'm thinking, where's this been all season? It was like they were great. They were really good. But we've not seen anything near to that all year. Do I think they're good enough to do that consistently? Well, no, because I've not seen evidence of it. Throw in the fact I don't think Williams is fit. Throw in the fact Duffy is clearly out. And Duffy still looked like their main threat to me.
Yeah.
Lose that, take that out of the team against a good team as well. I keep saying it every week. I think Leeds are a good team. Finding ways to win. Yeah, Leeds win for me.
All right, maybe this one's a little less straightforward. Wakefield at home to the Leigh Leopards.
Again, how many
times
have these teams played each other?
This is
well, you've only got a 12-team league. They're going to play each other a few times. Yes, how do you see this one, Josh?
Wish you went to Matt first on this one because I'm not quite sure.
That's why I came to you because I could see you
looking away, thinking I'm not quite sure which one to tip here. I think I'll go with the Leopards. I think. You could flip a coin. I think if we've got to make prediction, aren't we? I'll go with the Leopards. I'm not sure. I think the 2 weeks off would have done them well. They've got a few niggly injuries. I think they could have done with a rest. They were quite busted up. I think Wakefield are very good. There'll be absolutely no surprises if they win this one. I think they've played each other twice. They've had a win apiece. But I think the Leopards for me.
Clip it up, Wakefield media team. Get it played at training.
But I also said I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I'm always nervous.
I think Leigh are proving hard to tip.
Yeah,
because they are incredibly up and down,
hot and cold.
I mean, even against Huddersfield, they weren't good.
Oh.
You need to tell me which way he's going to turn up. I'd go based on consistency of performance in recent weeks. I'd go Wakefield. I think that's the safer bet. I think Leigh playing well are the best team beyond Wigan and Hull KR. But they've not hit that best level anywhere near enough. And Wakefield, even in defeat to Leeds, were pretty good. Yeah. So I'll go Wakefield.
I'll join you. Wakefield for me too.
Means they'll absolutely clip that up of me now. I'm the only one that said it. Re-record, please.
I hope they're watching.
And finally, Salford at home to St Helens. I don't think anybody's tipped Salford to win a game all season.
Why,
do we continue?
Why is there some sort of surprise?
No, I'm just making the point that we're in round 14 and I don't think they've been tipped once to win a game this season.
How can you tip them? How can you tip them based on?
Well, you never know what's going to happen in the build-up to each game, do you? Every week there's something different.
I somehow don't... I mean, I know the circumstances are slightly different, but nevertheless, I don't see them turning round an 82-point deficit from the last time the two teams met.
Well, that's definitely not going to happen, but you would imagine the game would be considerably closer.
Yeah, because it is a stronger Salford team, even though it's a weak Salford team compared to where they were. It'll be closer than that, but I don't foresee a scenario where I tip Salford to win a game again this year.
Yep, that's it. I think the really interesting thing for me for Saints will be to see who plays at full-back, who covers Jack Welsby. Paul Wellens has a few options there. I'm just interested to see if you put Saylor back in there, Harry Robertson gets a go there and you keep Sailor on the wing. That's what I'm interested to see on Sunday.
I think they'll go Sailor at fullback. I think they'll have Kyle Felt on a wing. I think they might put Dion Cross on a wing.
Right, okay.
And then play Percival and Harry Robertson at centre. That's what I think they'll do, but we'll see.
I think whatever options Paul Wellens takes, St Helens win this game. So, right, well, we said at the start, nonsense, and we like to deliver. So, for those that have stuck with us till the end, there was your nonsense for this week. We will be back next Monday with our usual show, and obviously later on in the week, next week, with another predictions. But until then, thanks for being with us, everybody.